Hey guys, Youngblood with you, and today we're going to play in the Starmap a bit more and share some of the lore behind one of the systems in Star Citizen's persistent universe. And today we're going to start with Taranis. Now, I chose to start off with the Taranis system for a couple of reasons, and the first of which is that it's probably the system we're most familiar with in-game, outside of maybe the Sol system, and you may not even know it. The Arena Commander map Broken Moon is based on real in-game fiction. Yeah, I know that sounds kind of weird, but it's based on the location from the lore. The Broken Moon was originally slated as a terraforming site that led to an accident taking place, really kind of resulting in the splitting of the planet and causing a massive debris field. In the fiction, they even go on to say that the popularity of the game Arena Commander goes on to result in a significant boom in tourism, resulting in people called arena nuts wanting to come in and see and live the action that they've played in the games. Obviously, flying amongst asteroids and terraformers is a dangerous activity in a simulation, but who knows how many lives were lost by these nut jobs in real life. The system is also sort of famous for being discovered by the famed survey ship the Mythic Horizon, who unfortunately lost one of its survey ships in a meteor strike that killed all the members on board. Now, in commemoration, there's now a plaque that's visible on Taranis 3 by the landing zones, honoring those that were lost in the ventures and expanding humanity's overall reach. I would expect that we're going to be able to get onto the planet and actually see this in-game. The system itself is revolving around a blue-white star, which were my favorite ones to see in Elite Dangerous, so I really can't wait to see this in the engine that we're going to have with Star Citizen, and the system hosts 4 planets and numerous asteroid belts. The first planet is so close to the star it's inhospitable, at least for human life, with no atmosphere, and it's basically just being a total wasteland. Now, kind of a funny note is that at some point in the past, they found what appeared to be a face on the North Pole of Taranis, which was a human face, and caused quite a bit of a ruckus in what became known as the Face of Taranis. For those of you who don't know about the face on Mars, take a moment to Google it, because it's definitely a tip of the hat to our own human history, and kind of a funny one at that. And much like with our own population, the people as the Star Citizen universe felt it was an alien presence and our governments were really trying to cover up the obvious evidence of alien life, even though I'm pretty sure at this point we knew there was other aliens around the star systems. Taranis 2 is the planet that has the Broken Moon in orbit, and while the planet itself has no core to speak of, the government's arrogance really led them to try and terraform the planet solely based on hubris and the location in the green zone of the system. A less than reputable company was selected for the job, and in their standard operating procedure, they tried to harvest the core and mantle of surrounding moons, but they ended up cracking the mantle of the moon, which basically started the Alderaan simulation on the Broken Moon. Slave labor being worked to the brink of death was the primary reason suggested for the cause of the mishap, but it was very likely also involving substandardized equipment. So on top of the planet being unterraformed, it's now also being pretty much permanently pummeled by debris falling out of orbit and making it a real dangerous place to be. Taranis 3 is still technically located in the habitable zone of the system, but it's a cloudy, polluted, stormy planet that has an atmosphere that's toxic to the human race. Believe it or not, though, with all that being said, it's still inhabited. The planet still has some crazy bastards living on it. There was a research station that was originally put there to study kind of weather controlling techniques, and that station has continued to expand even though the owners have left, and has kind of become like a hub or a haven for refugees, and now is most likely under the control of a criminal organization. And finally, the fourth planet is a medium-sized gas planet located near to one of the system's jump points. This planet is often harvested for fuels, as it's almost like a space gas station without having to have a space like a station in orbit around the planet, because there's not one there. They say a lot of people aren't actually utilizing the gas planet for refueling because it's a really long jump and most people are planning ahead, but for those of you traveling and you're running low on fuel, don't forget to make a pit stop. The system is also just really well known for the asteroid belts that are present. You know, the asteroid fields are so dense that it makes for bad business for the pirates of the Nexus system next door to really bother risking their ships and lives. However, the pilots that are trying to avoid those pirates face the same dangers. And many pilots have ended up dying here from either carelessness or being in just flat out over their heads. They didn't have the skills needed to get through these asteroid belts. With that being said, though, the inner asteroid belt is still known to be a perk, for those like shady type goals. Bounty hunters, think about like Han Solo. They can escape pursuit in the dense belt and try and continue, their goals of moving on and smuggling after they've actually got out of there. And even after what I've said about the piracy not being real prevalent here, the top tier pirates still will find a lot of success in these places and can really put down a nasty ambush if the time is right. The outer belt is similar to the inner belt. It was the site of the Bengal carrier getting absolutely pummeled by asteroids when an overly cocky commander tried to just move through the asteroid field to chase a pirate Q ship. And it just took extensive damage. Now, both belts are rather unremarkable in regards to mineral deposits, so mining in these locations is going to be relatively uncommon in the persistent universe. So there you have it. There's our first system that we're breaking down, and it's the Taranis system. If you have other systems you want covered, let me know. Otherwise, I'm just going to kind of slowly make my way through this. I appreciate you guys watching. Stay tuned for more content. Have yourselves a great night, and take care.